Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of the Curiosity Club podcast. If you're new here, my name's Ruvin and I'm joined by the two co-hosts, Kaviru and Nimruka. If you watched our previous videos, we've talked about the fear of getting started and how to set achievable goals. Today we have a common problem seen amongst teenagers and I guess uh, most of us in our 20s and 30s too, which is procrastination. I know you guys have procrastinating a lot of stuff lately. I mean, not you guys, not both of you. I mean, the listeners, all right? But yeah, but before we get into the whole topic of procrastination, I think we have some action items from last week's episode that we
Yeah,
have to talk about.
yeah. Before action items, I'm 19. I'm still 19, so I don't know
Really?
about you too.
What?
No, no, I'm joking. Anyway, so the action items. Yeah,
I was doing my math in my head as well. Oh, how did I?
yeah. When
Yeah.
doctor asks how old are you, I'm always saying 19. Yeah,
Still 19.
it's still 19. Yeah,
I'm gonna be 20 in 10 years.
10 years like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the action items. Yeah, the
action items from last week were building a task timetable and building up discipline, I guess, right?
Yeah, Yeah.
So in my part, I think you both have seen like I started this whole
Yeah,
YouTube series.
yeah,
I'm building my discipline, doing the same routine over and over again, trying to be as productive as I can
Possible.
every day.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's really good. I mean,
that's
it gives us something to think about, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking
yeah.
like, yeah,
I think it was about like so now as I have to create footage for the video as well, I'm pushed
Yeah.
and forced to do these activities that I feel a restraint or a force that's going against me. I have to overcome that and do this every day. So I have to create the content and post it as I promised in the first video. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a huge advantage for me when building up my discipline. So yeah, let's see how it goes within this month.
yeah,
What about you
Yeah.
guys?
yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
definitely.
yeah. Nimru, you got it. It's fine.
Okay. Definitely, Rowan, it's a big part you are doing. Like responsibility,
Yeah.
taking responsibility for what you've said and taking action.
Yeah.
As you've done, you both of you know that I'm new to journaling and timetables and
Mhm.
stuff. So I started managing my time and like making a timetable every day before starting the day. I'm gonna write a timetable and make a timetable, which is productive, and also it's really wonderful how we can do a lot of things because our days are productive and planned out because of the
Yeah, Nimruka, did you see any huge difference like from before and when you after you started making a timetable every day in your productivity and in how much work you're getting done every day?
Yes, uh, definitely. There's a huge gap between how when we plan our day, it's gonna go way better than we ever expected because
Yeah.
I already planned and not 1 hour is wasted. And also, I have this huge problem. I tend to forget stuff. Like I can remember them, but suddenly I don't remember what I have to do, or I lack direction. When I wrote down them, there's a certain kind of direction, a moving where aim or a objective to every making
Yeah.
minute and every second. So it's a huge driving force, and it also helps a lot.
Yeah, I
it's,
think
it's sort of fun too, right? Like it's kind of like a game, you know. At this time, I have to do this and I have to finish this by this time, and yeah, you know, it can be fun too. Yeah, Kavit.
yeah. I think you feel more comfortable with yourself. I think about the journal when you start writing journal, and now you feel comfortable writing stuff down
Yeah.
that you thought not gonna that you're not gonna share with anyone else, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely, Kaviru. Yes, and also the main thing is I'm not able to do everything in the timetable, but I have to accept that things come up, and I am
Yeah.
allowed to miss some parts, and that
Yeah.
should be a motivation for me to do better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because it's about setting your mind to being at a place, saying, I'm going to do this task that I plan in the morning, but I know that some things might pop up out of nowhere without us noticing. And adjusting to that, adapting to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
So,
huge part.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I
Kaviru, what about
started.
your action item?
Yeah. I already. I mean, I created the task list and everything.
Yeah,
As we
yeah.
spoke in last week, but this
Mhm.
week I add my sleeping schedule. So
Oh, nice.
I have that block in my calendar, so I know how much normally how much I
Sleep
sleep.
again.
So I get
Sleep
yeah.
All
time.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And another thing is that I went to gym normally Monday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like something. Now I try to go every day morning and
Mm.
start with other things, but trying to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So I hope our listeners tried something new and, did it with us as well. But if you didn't, that's fine. You guys can watch today's episode till the end and maybe do the action items that we might come up with in this video.
Yeah. If you've done something new, if you started something new, and if you try to improve your, I mean, what do you call
So
try to set up goals and everything, please comment down in the section.
yeah, we'd love to hear it.
And also, it's funny because today's topic is procrastination, and you
Yeah.
not starting something and pushing it away is also
Yeah.
procrastination. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah, let's talk about how you can overcome that, right?
Yeah.
So as we talked earlier, today's video is about procrastination. So without delaying our time, we are gonna jump right into it. We don't want to procrastinate. So what is procrastination? It's sort of like the act of delaying or postponing or pushing back tasks intentionally. Like let's say you had some homework or maybe you had a essay or a report to write to. Then all this other stuff comes into your head. Did my favorite YouTuber post another video? Did the cricket match or whatever the sport that you like, how did the match go today? Let me just quickly check that before I start writing the essay or doing the homework. And I'll start after doing that. I'll do it in like 30 minutes. And also something personally I usually did was and kind of still do is, so let's say it's 8:34 right now, right? For me, it's 8:34, and I wouldn't start my work until 9. It had to be exactly 9. If it was 9:07, I'll wait till at least 9:15 or 9:10 because it had to be the exact time.
Yeah,
I just
we have that problem too.
we have that,
Yeah. I think a lot of us tend to watch comedy series or something like that, Friends or Office, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about the next part.
Let's go. All right, so
it's about avoiding something important because maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's because they are hard or boredom or something else, because you are running away from tasks.
Yeah.
You know you should do it, but you are running away.
yeah, but like the definition, the real definition of procrastination is what I wrote down right here. It's putting off tasks despite the negative consequences, right? So you tend to not look at the negatives that might come if you procrastinate, because we've all procrastinated doing homework at some point, right? I know you guys have to, because I know we went to the same school and we did the homework together. Sometimes we tend to procrastinate studying and doing homework. So it's if you delay or put off doing the homework today and you get the same amount of homework tomorrow, that means you have a lot of work to complete in one day. That's such a huge deal, and a huge task to complete on the next day. So we don't see that tomorrow will be harder. We just procrastinate today because, you know, we don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing about negative consequences. I mean, we don't see how much that affects our lives. It's just a small task, right? So let's push it tomorrow, and then something comes up, then it's to the next day. And sometimes these things affect our whole life. That's the thing about negative consequences, that thing in the definition.
Like, we tend to waste this time on mostly unproductive things, like, as you mentioned, watching comedy series or whatever on YouTube or something like that, without
YouTube shorts,
actually YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram reels and stuff like that, without, you know, accomplishing important goals. As Nimruka mentioned, like, about anxiety, right? It's actually procrastination is something that builds up anxiety. It's something that builds up stress because of all these missed opportunities, right?
All the things we
build up,
push back,
pressure from the build up.
Yeah, the build up. So like, I had this, like, not recently, because I think since the beginning of this year I tried to not procrastinate as much as I can. That was a goal when I started this year. But I remember back in A levels, when we were doing A levels, I didn't study at all in the beginning. Like, I think I like started like studying before like 4 or 5 months. You know, like doing revision papers and stuff like that. I went to classes, I took notes and everything. I just delayed studying, you know, I just delayed revising, doing exam papers. And, you know, I was someone who procrastinated a lot. And, you know, I'm proud to say that I don't do that as much. I do that sometimes, just not as much, you know. Do you guys have any
actually when in our A levels, in chemistry we had this lesson called redox equations. I mean, all the chemistry also we had that. And in the A levels, I missed the class on that. It was around in the first 2 months of our A levels, like in 2019 or 2020 early. So it was a very small part and a small 2-hour session, and I missed the class. I got the note from a friend and photocopied it, but I didn't write it. I didn't study it. I kept it inside the book. I still have the book, and it took me so much time to finally complete that part in the end. And I think the main reason I have a B for chemistry is that I think I messed up that question, and I still know that happened because of that. So I usually don't try to remember these things, and I don't usually have any regrets like that. But these things they are stored in our mind, right? If you miss something, those missed opportunities.
I think something else that all of us have experiences in that is that like, we did errors back in the COVID period, right? So we tend to record a lot of videos.
I was gonna tell that. That's so relatable. I was gonna tell that because I had so many videos downloaded and recorded. I never watched any of it, brother. I have so I counted. I added the times like it would take to finish all of it. At the end, it was like 64 hours straight or something. Like that.
So like every day, like I don't want to name drop, but Kaviru, I think we went to the same maths class. Like, remember the online classes from the in our maths class?
We
so like in the last few days, the class started in the mornings, right? There was two separate classes in 2 days, and the class started in the morning. And every day I told I just lied to myself, honestly. I can't concentrate on this online video. I think I'd concentrate more on a recording. That's what I lied to myself about. And I always told myself I'm not gonna concentrate on the lecture, but online lecture, but I'll watch the recording and understand it very well.
Yeah,
Which never happened, by the way. And yeah, I think that's a huge mistake I made back then.
yeah. For me,
Yes.
the session was the session after lunch, around 2 to 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I slept all 3 hours. I mean, like half time I'm sleeping, and but
Yeah.
that's the thing. We had the recording, so we thought that we are gonna watch the recording and we are gonna write down the notes, but
Mhm.
that's not
No,
gonna.
like we had this safe option,
Yeah.
kind of, to procrastinate. I think that's what made us procrastinate too.
Yes.
In the most
This
part.
is so relatable to me because, as you all know, I messed up A levels
Mhm.
really bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's because of procrastination mainly. Because I kind of regret it every day because I know I could have done better, but there's no time. It's done. Like
Mhm.
procrastination, I've done procrastination many times, and it's in my nature. Like during A level, O levels also. But the thing is, O levels didn't show me that consequences. But
Mhm.
I learned those consequences when I faced A levels, and that's a
Yeah.
huge regret
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah. So I have to ask you guys a question. So let's say if you guys had something fun planned, right? Let's say watching Netflix or watching a movie. Was there ever a time you procrastinated on that?
No.
Yeah,
No.
exactly, right?
No.
So why do you think we procrastinate? Like
Yeah.
we only procrastinate on stuff that we don't enjoy doing, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good point. Dhruv.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's kind of that we don't get the enjoyment doing that, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have any motivation or
Yeah,
drive to actually do it.
yeah,
I think having no motivation is kind of like a huge deal when it comes to like a huge part. It takes a huge part when talking about procrastination. So it's about tasks that have a value in a higher level in your life that you tend to not procrastinate as much. Something that's meaningful to you, something that gives you an instant reward. I guess we talked about instant rewards in the previous videos. Like if you do have an instant reward which you get from watching Netflix, watching a movie, like you enjoy watching the movie real time, right? But
yeah.
you don't enjoy studying or writing essays or doing your homework until you get the results of it, right?
Yeah. You have to wait 2 years to
Yeah,
get the
that's
result.
and
like
also, and that's not actually studying that's rewarding. It's the like grades and stuff. No, studying
Yeah.
in itself is not rewarding as we tend to look at it. The way we do it, studying in itself is not actually rewarding. So watching Netflix is rewarding. The watching part is rewarding.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we have to like train ourselves to love something we do.
Mm-hmm. I think Nimruka, you started time management, like having a timetable recently. Do you think having a timetable affected you in a good way when it comes to overcoming procrastination?
Yes, definitely, Ravin, because like when we make a timetable, we tend to look at the our daily like 24 hours per day in a different way because we know we have a certain set of time remaining. Like we have like when we time ourselves, we know we have a deadline, so we tend to do it before the deadline.
yeah.
So
The
yeah,
motivation.
it's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna motivate us to keep going, and also like it not really motivation kind of, it makes us aware of the situation
yeah,
and makes us not active being an active
Yeah.
role.
Like being aware and understanding the benefits or the outcomes or the consequences of a certain task is important if you want to overcome procrastination and do something, do the work that you have. You have to be aware of the outcome, be aware of the results in order to kind of drive yourself to actually do something.
Yes.
I think we talked deeply into that in the previous videos about
yeah,
setting up goals and stuff accordingly. And I think about time management as well. It plays a huge role when it comes to overcome procrastination. Building a timetable, setting time slots for each and every activity. So when it comes to this time slot, you have to wire yourself to a discipline that when it reaches this time, I have to do this. I can't at least delay it 5 seconds more. When it's so, for an example, when your alarm hits, you cannot, it's not an option. You cannot press the snooze button. You have to get up. If you guys
Yes.
ever have any just one point, if you guys ever have trouble not snoozing, there's this trick I've been doing recently. I keep my phone on the table.
Yeah.
So when the alarm hits, you have to actually get up and switch it off. Because I have this really annoying, irritating kind of alarm sound as well. The
I have the same one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the same
And
thing.
like-
It's really loud and it's really annoying. But I have my desk over there, so if I'm in the bed, I have to get up and go there. And that's the thing. The thing is last I think last Wednesday or something, I set up my alarm around 3:45 or something, and I woke up around 5:30. I can't remember switching off the alarm and taking the phone back to the bed.
Dang.
Do you sleep?
That's muscle memory. Muscle memory.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But
And these things,
it's sort of building the self-discipline also is important if you actually want to, talking about long-term to overcome procrastination, long-term wise, you have to build up the self-discipline to make sure you hit your goals, hit your when it reaches this time, I'm gonna do this kind of mentality without delaying at least 5 minutes. Because whatever it is, say you want to watch Netflix, but that's fine. You have to have some time for your enjoyment as well. Set a time for that. All right. So whatever it is, let's say you wanted to. Okay. So let's say we wrote this script for the podcast, right? Let's say we at 3 p.m. today, I plan to write the script for the podcast. So it reaches 3 p.m. and I just had lunch and I feel kind of lazy. I feel like watching a YouTube video for a couple of minutes and getting to writing the podcast. But I should keep in mind, you have 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. scheduled to watch YouTube, Netflix, or whatever you want for your entertainment. You have that time. So you just leave your enjoyment. You can enjoy fully at that time. But
that's the thing.
The work that you planned.
Yeah, that's something I wanted there. If you are doing something that's distracting, not distracting, I mean, I'm not talking that watching Netflix is distracting, normally distracting like that. So you have to be focused on that. Enjoy that moment. Just that. No work. Enjoy the moment. Like that. And another thing when Nimruka talked about his daily calendar, you get these notifications, right? You can set your notification. So if you have, when you set up a task around 12, so you get an notification 30 minutes before, like 11:30. And I think that helps me a lot. When I look at the phone, I have this something starts in 10 minutes, starts in 20 minutes. This one enough. And so I know phones are a huge distraction and everything, but these important things like these things helps us to overcome procrastination and more than that, I mean, achieve more meaningful things in our life. They
are like a reminder to you, like reminding you to keep motivated, be motivated. Like, I have this thing planned, I have this thing to do, I should do this. Like they are keeping us motivated, like notifications and stuff. And to that point, Kaviru, I also want to tell you that about timetables and managing time. Like when we tend to procrastinate stuff, we think that we have all the time in the world to do something. Like I can do it tomorrow, I can do it some other time, something like that. But we have to understand that we have a definite amount of time in our life, and we have to use it to the maximum, because if not, we are going to regret everything we've done.
Yeah, about that, like, I think humans, mainly, like all of us, have kind of this instinct or the idea in our head that's coming from, I think that was there from our ancestral times as well, that says tomorrow, like when it's tomorrow, it would be somewhat easier to do something than it's today,
Yeah.
right? We tend to think, like, not consciously but subconsciously, we tend to think that, I can just finish it tomorrow, that's fine. We think that tomorrow is going to be easier, but
It's
in reality
it's
it's
the same.
way harder to do. Yeah.
It's not the same. I'm really sorry. It's not same.
Yeah.
It's way harder because of the build up and everything. Yeah.
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 And also something, Nimruka, I wanted to add, is that when you talked about, what was the point? I kind of missed it. What was the point that you just said before, to Kaviru?
About having a definite time in our life. That's all.
No, before that.
Be notification before.
Yeah, right. That. So yeah, it kind of gives us this. It's also like a reminder, as you mentioned. It kind of pops up in your head, saying, "All right, so I had this planned," and you kind of expect, right? I have to do this in 10 minutes. That's kind of an expectation that builds up in yourself. That kinds of directs your focus. So let's say, at 10 a.m., you're focusing on reading a book, right? And you just get the notification. In 30 minutes, you have to focus on a video that you're doing, all right? So at 10 a.m., when you get the notification that you have to start editing your video in 30 minutes, it kind of directs your focus and drive towards that as well. Like, it builds up the drive to complete that task.
Yeah, definitely, Ravin. And to that, Ravin, I think that the main reason, one of the main reasons for us to procrastinate is something is too vague. Like, our goal is, or our plan is too vague. Like, for example, let's say we have to write an assignment. That's too vague. Like, we have to write an assignment, but on what or when or something, there's no definite time or place. That's too vague. So I heard this really good point about like goal setting. Something we talked about in the episode before, the episode 2. But it's like output based goals and input based goals. Like output based goals is an example for that one. Like, I have to write an assignment. That's an output based goal. And input based goal might be like, I have to work on this assignment for 20 minutes. I have to work on this assignment for 30 minutes. Like, it's defined by some like time or place, something like that. Input, like, for this 20 minutes or for this 30 minutes, I have to do that. Not just vague, I have to do, or I have to write. Like, it's a way to like focus our attention more to a singular time or a definite time space, so we can direct our whole attention to the problem.
Yeah.
So
like,
when you talk about assignments, I have one right now, and I finished almost I think around 95% of the assignment is finished. I just have to add another small things, and I have to just to copy paste in a Word document and just export a PDF and submit it. And I could have done it yesterday night, but I didn't do it. It just came to my mind. I'm talking about procrastination here, and I'm like this. Yeah. So
yeah. I kind of did the same thing as well. For whatever like happens, like, I think I was lucky. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that much in luck. I do to some extent, but I had this final exam last week, I think. Yeah, it was last week. it was a practical exam, right? So it was based on networking, and I had to configure some switches and routers and stuff like that. Um, I mean, I knew what to do. Like I had the basic idea, and there were these 4 example videos posted by our tutor, which were really good. Like they were very much detailed and it explained everything. But like I could have watched them all day by day, like at least 1 video per day, like from 5 days ago before the exam. But I didn't. I only watched 2 videos the night before. Like if I know, like if I watch those 5 videos separately in 5 days, I could have seen my improvement, seen where I'm actually bad at and improve them. I was actually very nervous going into the exam because I didn't know what my weaknesses or what my strong points are. So yeah, that was kind of the most recent example of procrastination I have.
Yeah, that's
And
the thing. These are, now we can tell these are some the things we procrastinate. But when we are doing that, we don't feel that we are procrastinating. It's just something that we do. We can't put a name on it that at that moment.
Yeah,
we know the negative consequences. We know the negative consequences. I'm reading from the definition. We know we are putting tasks despite the consequences of these negative things, negative consequences, but we don't feel this is procrastination or something. We can't put a name to that, right? This is just something in
I saw a video YouTube saying that procrastination is a habit. Like it's ingrained after doing it several times.
Yeah, it like we do it so often that it's in our muscle memory. Like we have to be aware that we are procrastinating.
In
order to actually stop it. Like it's the same thing in every problem or everything, mostly everything in life. You have to be aware of the outcomes that might be.
I think our next episode is going to be about awareness, right? Yeah, that's going to discuss.
Yeah, that's a good topic. Yeah,
not the next session. We're talking about next episode.
The next episode. I think we've made it pretty clear what procrastination is and how procrastination acts in your life, and given various examples that occurred in our lives as well. I think we have to talk about some other interesting facts, but before that, we have to jump into the next session. So, let's go to the next session and continue with the topic.
So, as we discussed in the previous section, we are talking about overcoming procrastination and things around procrastination. And I think one of the main things that, one of the main reasons that we tend to procrastinate is the resistance that comes within ourselves, right? One of the things that I think Ali Abdal discussing in one of his videos about this book, War of Art. I think you might seen it. Yeah. Ruin, have you read it?
No, it's in my list.
Not it. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that mentioned in this book is that how important the task is, that how high the procrastination that we try to avoid starting this task. I think physics, we call this the inertia. I think it's one of Newton's laws that when something is in still, that it's hard to move. So like that, in our lives, we have these things that we try not to start. I think that's the first episode for our podcast.
Because we are comfortable at the position that we are at right now, right? We don't want to push ourselves to start something.
So the thing is, one of the main things that David Allen, I think the book is Getting Things Done. He says is that he gives 2 rules. One rule is 2-minute rule, and other one is 5-minute rule. There are things that we can do in 2 minutes, right? Go down and fill out a water bottle. But we try not to do it until we try not to do it because we have to go to a tap or something like that. So the thing about this 2 minute rule is, if you can do something in 2 minutes, just forget about the schedule or just forget about the day, everything, just do it. It takes only 2 minutes of your time, and normally those 2 minutes do not affect our normal lifestyles or anything. And 5 minute rule is that I think there is something like I think Ruin started doing YouTube shorts or something. I think he's going to release in next couple of days. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
really?
yes, yeah,
Good luck, Rain. I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it.
yeah. I was the first to. I think you shared first one on your daily vlog, and it's good. Music is good. So yeah. The thing about 5 minute rule is that when it comes to creating something like it's going to take more than 45 minutes. So around that, you said took you 30 minutes. So the thing is, just do 5 minutes and just do 5 minutes. And then if you don't like it, you can stop it. If you don't like it, you can stop it. And if you like it, the thing is, starting this, the resistance, that's the thing we have to break in order to achieve something in our life. So the 5 minute rule gives it's kind of tricking our brain to get started on something. You understand that, right? So
So like the more we keep on breaking this resistance, like today you do 5 minutes and the next day also you do 5 minutes, and it's like it gets easier by day, right? Like the resistance decreases day by day, that you break this resistance and start to do something. I think we mentioned about another 2 minute rule in a previous video, that if something is actually hard to do for a long time, you just do it for a short amount of time, in this case 2 minutes, but you keep on doing it consistently, and
it becomes
finally you'll be able to do it with lesser resistance.
Lesser the resistance, it kind of start, it becomes it try to to make our life like a flow, as we talked about.
Like momentum.
The momentum. Exactly. The momentum. When we build the momentum, the high the momentum is, it's easy to continue the task. So Ruin.
When talking about momentum, if I get to how I personally used momentum to get things done, like creating momentum, there's this simple trick. It's kind of dumb, to be honest, but it's really dumb that it's really effective. Okay, so hear me out. So the thing is, I saw this. It's called the 3-2-1 or 1-2-3 or whatever you want to call it rule. Let's say there's something that you really don't want to do, you hate doing. So for me, taking cold showers. I think I want to talk about taking cold showers.
Thing is, I wanted to ask you about. I want to ask you.
I want to talk more about taking cold showers later in this video. But we'll talk about that later in the video. But the thing is, like for me, I hate, like, it's the hardest part for me every morning to, like, it's like around less than 10 degrees every day.
It's winter for you, Robin.
But to there's so much resistance for me to hop in a cold shower, right? So
you open the shower and you keep it.
So many things come into my head. Like I can just not do it today. Maybe I'll do it when it's a bit more sunny out and it'll become a little hotter outside as well. So all these thoughts come into my head. But the thing I do is I just count 1, 2, 3. And it builds up a kind of momentum. Like counting from 1, 2, 3 is really easy, right? Like it's the easiest thing you can do. Everybody can count from 1 to 3. I think so. Everybody listening to this podcast, at least. So doing a simple task like counting 1, 2, 3 builds up this momentum. All right. 1, 2, 3, and you just do it.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing about that's another thing in this book. It's called the mind activation rule. When you are in a,
yeah,
it's like taking you have career slumps, right? You have career slumps, like
yeah,
some things that when we come to an assignments, then we have things that we don't get ideas into our heads like that. And again, in your case, the slump is that you have to take a cold shower. I mean, in Sri Lanka, we have like 25 degrees, 22 degrees minimum, right? In Gamba, and you have to take a 10
Yeah.
degrees. Wow. Can't even
yeah,
imagine that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing.
Like the
That
thing is,
these small things that stimulate our mind to do s- stimulate our mind to achieve a bigger goal than that just by a small
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Like
And
there's
also,
also one more thing, Nimruka. There's also
yes, continue.
another small thing that you can do. So let's say, hoping you have this thing that you want to do, but you hate doing it. For me, it's taking the cold shower, right? Uh, so before you do that, you do something important and productive that you enjoy doing. So I do like going to the gym. I do like going out for a run and doing something, some physical activities in the morning. So after I do that, I have this momentum, right? I did something productive. I did something good that's gonna affect me in a good way, and then it's the next activity, and I have to do it because in order to keep up this momentum that I built by doing the workout, the good day, the very productive day that I started by going out for a run or doing a workout, I have to keep up by doing the next task, which is harder, which is the thing that I hate.
Yeah.
But to keep up this momentum, I have to do this, right? So you can do something that you enjoy and get to the hard part.
Yes,
Right.
and also that task shouldn't that the task you do before that one you enjoyed or the easy one. It's like it can even be like as simple as making your bed or getting up in the morning at a certain.
Yeah.
It's just that you are doing something successful and productive. So
Yeah.
to build up the momentum in order to do the other things.
Yeah,
I
the
think
the simpler the better, right? Like
Yeah.
as I mentioned, counting from 1 to 3.
yeah.
Coming. Okay.
Another thing is that we discuss everything like that, having a cold shower, going to gym. I think this everything becomes a part of the discipline, right? That's the thing that we want. That's the end goal.
Yeah.
That we need to have
Yeah.
discipline.
Discipline, yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to discipline, this in the war part, I have the show notes. Yeah. We
Yeah.
yeah. Here the thing is, they say that you have to be a professional, right?
Mhm.
That's the thing. Think that you have to take your cold shower if you are an athlete. So it's being professional, right? So every day you are taking the cold shower no matter what. Because if you don't take that, your muscles are gonna be like that. I don't
So,
I don't have the
Yeah.
exact things. But
Mhm.
if you are a professional, you do it, right? You
Yeah.
just show up, you do it. You
Yeah.
build the discipline. I think the discipline is what there are people that they call themselves professionals and whatever. You can call yourself a professional. Anyone can call themselves a professional, but it doesn't matter. It's something like, think there's a small kid, just a kid but he's doing this everything, and he's just shows up to school. He writes everything down. He do his think he's going to gym or anything. He does this workout. He continue to do this without skipping these things. Just it's having discipline. I think he is more professional than the people that they say they are professionals, right? That's the thing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
You just got like, you just have to work in a way that's like a professional would do.
Yeah.
Like, even though you're not well,
A professional per se. Yeah.
Yeah.
how they call you professional, but you know that you have built the discipline that you continue on, like through the momentum by day, that builds up this professional valued person within yourself, right?
Yeah.
So like,
A
you keep up
responsible
with this.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And another thing I just want to add, I think we can't achieve this professionalism because we usually worry about the things that we have done previous day, previous week, previous year, right? like that. No, I'm not talking about general regrets or anything that we all have in our lives, and those are things that we have. But there are things that we can avoid worrying. One of the things I learned from this book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, is that the things that we worried, that these are the things that are going to give more things to worry about. You understand that, right? That you are worrying about think that you are worrying about something that happened yesterday, but you are taking this time to worry about that, but you are building up another thing, and tomorrow you have to worry about the yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that's there's a name for that. It's called it was mentioned in this A Lot of Not Giving a F book. That it was called the feedback loop from hell. All right.
Wow.
The feedback loop from hell. So what it says is, when like it talked about, what it talked about is giving a F, but like it's the same thing for this as well. So when you think about something that happened that day, and you regret that this happened, right? You think that like you have this regret that this happened, and you keep it in your head for some time. You think about it, you contemplate your life decisions, and at that point you regret thinking about it. And when you think of regretting, like it creates this
creates loop.
You regret your other, like,
the thing is, loop doesn't go like this, right? Loop doesn't go on a same line. Loop goes like this. The thing is, you are building up the loop. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's a build up.
It's like a momentum build up with a loop of regrets.
Yeah. I mean, regrets do motivate us, right? Regrets do motivate us
a lot.
Regrets.
It's more like how we look at it. Like, I don't want to regret it, so I'm gonna be better. Like something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But the worrying part is the harmful part, right? I think worrying is the harmful part. Yeah.
Like if you look at your regrets and think that I want to grow from this, you'll actually take action to grow. But if you look at your regrets and just think, oh, why did I did this? I could have done this. That's what's going to take you down, So, well, Nimruka, did you have anything to add to that?
No, Ravin, let's move on.
So we talked about regrets, right? So these our main topic is procrastination. So the thing is, we are talking about causes of procrastination, and I think normally small causes like this, we talked about negative feelings or something. Those are just some things that we have in our life, and we have these in a small part of our life, and then we move on. We have negative feelings. We try to not do something, then it's fine. But if we start to worry about something, I think those affects procrastination more than we think, right? Think that a small something, it's just one thing, but worrying about something means it's going to be like you said, momentum of what do you call it? Momentum of loop from hell. Like something,
kind of. What do we have to talk about next?
There's another important thing. That's the real procrastination, and I can't remember the other one. That there are things that we try to procrastinate. Doing an assignment. It's important one, right? We need that to get a good grade. And if we are procrastinating that's a real procrastination. We have to identify these real procrastinations. And there are some things that we think, oh, this is a good movie. There are good movies that you should, but we usually don't think, just forget that. Just think there's a movie to watch, and if we are going to talk about movies, then I'm going to explore. I'm going to use the whole episode to talk about movies. So
if I've ever borrowed a movie from someone, it's either from these two guys. Go on.
Oh so the thing I was going to talk about is that these things, a movie, something that we enjoy, we can procrastinate, right? Those are not the things that we have to put. I'm not talking about spending quality time with your family or watching a movie with your friends or anything like that. But we have these things in our calendars, and they are kind of important, but we can put them to a
Push it
next
to the
week,
side,
push
yeah.
it to the next week, and like that. Those are things that the thing is that we try to achieve those things, but not achieving the things that are most important. Like that's the real procrastination. That's something I came up with during the research. Yeah.
Yeah. So like how you does so the real procrastination and the other thing that you talked about, does it differ from each other by the importance that it means to you?
Yeah, important that it not to you. I mean, I think it depends on the how important that task is to you. But the thing is, we
Right.
can't see how important that task is to us at that moment, right? That's one thing we talked about in the previous session. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
anyway,
about priorities.
prioritizing. Yeah,
We have to set our priorities right. Some stuff, we have to put some stuff before others. We
yeah,
have to
Exactly.
prioritize some stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, prioritizing is really important. Like as we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, like we set a plan for the day, but things come up, and
Yes.
you have to do some stuff in order to prioritize and get more important stuff done.
Yeah.
Personally talking, if I could give a simple life advice to anyone who's listening, is that if you do prioritize something, like if you do real procrastinate or whatever the other thing is, try not to procrastinate on time spent with your family and friends. Try not to procrastinate on things that you really enjoy, things that you really feel like, it grows within you, like things that make you a better person. Try not to procrastinate on those things, because I have a lot of personal regrets, I think, that came from procrastinating on not doing things that I loved back then, not hanging out with people, not taking time to be with my family and stuff like that. So prioritize, prioritize what's more important to you. Be real when prioritizing. I know you have all these plans and stuff, but be real on what you truly really care about when you're prioritizing stuff.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Yeah, exactly. I have, I think one of the things that came to my mind is that in our previous episodes that we talked about these things in our episodes, and we use action items. But one of the things is that we should do something like try to condense down, right? I think that when we are watching something, I mean, I'm going to go with the TV series again. So when we watch the first season of TV series and the second season is coming next week, so we go and watch the recap, right? So I'm not going to give a recap of the previous episode in the beginning of this episode. I am thinking about giving a small summary like that in the end. Yeah, how do you think about that?
That's nice. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so I think
At the beginning or the end?
in the about this episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we can, if someone is interested, they can go to the end and
just
get a summary, like something.
Yeah,
just a basic summarization.
Yeah, and there are a few points I think I'm going to talk about, and I think we can discuss about them in the next session, right?
Yeah, let's jump to the next session.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, I think we'll get to the summary in the end, obviously. But yeah, before that, I do have just one very interesting thing I heard that resonates with overcoming procrastination. So it's called Eat the Frog. Yeah, you heard me right. Eat the frog. You know, those things that jump around. Frogs. All right. Eat the frog. So what this Eat the frog means is that if it's all right, so let's say you were supposed to eat a frog at some point, right? Like every day you have to eat a frog. That's something you have to do. Like whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the night, that's not the rule, but the rule is no matter what happens, you have to eat the frog. Would you like eating a frog, guys? No, right?
Well, I'm not Chinese. We are not Chinese.
Yeah, but yeah, don't let's say like we won't probably like enjoy eating a frog, at least a live frog, right? Maybe like if you make a frog soup or something, I don't know, but yeah, a live frog, you it would be disgusting to eat. And um yeah, the thing is, like, if your job was to eat a frog every day, it's better if you do it first thing in the morning and get it over with, right? And if your job was to eat 2 frogs every day, it will be easier and much more convenient if you eat the larger one and get to the smaller one later. So that kind of relates to your work. If you have some work that you don't like doing, it's easier if you get that over with, just finish it up and just get to the other stuff. If you're procrastinating on something just because it's hard, just keep in mind, the faster you finish it, the more easier your life will become. So this comes into play every day. Like I could for me, like when I take cold showers, I'm gonna get to the cold shower point at the same time as well. So as I mentioned, I don't enjoy having to go to a cold shower every morning. Like, my life would be easier, but I'm not saying better. My life would be easier if I didn't have to do that. I'm not saying my life would be better, but my life would be way easier if I didn't have to go hop on a cold shower each morning. The reason I do it in the morning is that I can get over with it, right? So once it's done, it's done. Like once it's done, you feel so good. It's just the thought of how this is gonna be cold and how your body like expects it to be very unpleasant for you, that keeps you from not doing it. But just getting it done is really important, guys. Do you know why I started, like, the reason I started cold showers? Like, I know that like most people like Joe Rogan and David Goggins do cold showers. That's not the reason. I saw this TED talk, right? In this TED talk, this guy doing the talk talked about one of his friends who asked him one day, I can't remember his name. Let's say his name was James for now. James, I remember you mentioning this business idea, really good one, that you had to me a couple of months back. Did you start it? Did you get anything started about that? He said no. And the guy asked, why? James, why didn't you do it? He said, I don't know. Like, he gave some excuses, right? He gave a lot of excuses that, just I'll do it after. Yeah, I'll do it after I quit my job. I'll have more time then, and so many excuses. And what the guy told is, James, I'm gonna give you one advice. You take cold showers every morning for a month and come talk to me after. Because what the cold shower does is, right? If you can't, like, when he asked you to take a cold, and when he asked James to take a cold shower, he said no. Why would I do that, right? Then what he told is, if you can't put yourself through this intense pressure or something that you like, it's called the flinch effect, right? The flinch effect, like, it's literally the flinch. If you can't put yourself through something like the flinch effect, something uncomfortable, every morning for 5 minutes, for just 5 minutes, you don't take cold showers for 30 minutes. You take it for 5 to 10 minutes max. If you can't put yourself through this uncomfortable 5 minutes of the day, that's just gonna affect you. How are you gonna create a business, or how are you gonna create an organization that's gonna affect so many people's life, and that's gonna put you in so many uncomfortable positions? How are you gonna make that uncomfortable leap that's gonna affect so many people if you can't do this thing that's gonna affect only you just for 5 minutes? It's about this flinch effect. When you go to the shower and like there's this resistance sort of to turn these there's a battle between the two knobs, the hot water knob and the cold water knob. Like my hand always reaches for the hot water knob. I have to like clearly fight for it to go and turn the cold water knob only. Like there's this resistance, and when you switch on the shower, like to switch on the shower, like when you're about to switch on the shower, there's so many thoughts coming into your head, like so many things. Like that's the flinch talking, that's you don't have to do this, you can do it later maybe. Stuff like that. You get so many thoughts that's gonna tell you not to do it, but
and you feel like not doing that is not going to affect the rest of your day.
Exactly.
Right?
This is so like you have to overcome this flinch in order to like get to doing something. Like there's, as Kabir mentioned, like the inertia, like the resistance when starting, right? In order to overcome that, you have to get over the flinch. Right, guys?
That's the thing.
So
it's a small thing that it's something that's, the thing is that it's kind of increasing, but after you pass that small flinch, you call the word flinch, then you can go on with the rest of the day. And when you start cold shower, you can it's hard to do it. I think around first 2 minutes it's hard. You breathe heavily and everything, but after that your body adapts to it. So, and your body likes it. That's the thing. It gives satisfaction. I think that's the word, right?
There's nothing more refreshing up like after a cold shower. If you guys haven't tried it, I really, really, really encourage you to at least try it for once, because at some point it becomes sort of addictive. Like not the act of taking a cold shower, but the result of it. Like just the result drives you to act on it. Did you have anything to that?
Yes, to that point, Ravin, it's all about like people hate being out of their comfort zone. Like we are so used to being comfortable at our position, we tend to not like push the boundaries to be uncomfortable. But we have to find the comfort in being uncomfortable. It's a practice.
It's like the point of this, like every time you push the point of this like comfort and reaches this point of discomfort at least a little bit, is when you actually grow. That's just the reality of it. Like no matter what, if you're comfortable at some position, you're stagnant. You're just there. You won't grow. I mean, it's fine if you are actually like
at a point where you can be relaxed.
Very satisfied with who you are at this moment. If you don't want anything to change, and if everything for you right now is fine, good job. You don't have to worry about getting into the discomfort, getting out of the comfort zone. I mean, I don't think you end up at a position that you never want to improve at anything. But if you do, you will always have to go out of your comfort position, right? Comfortable zone.
And also, sometimes you can misunderstand that you might not be in the the best position, but as you are comfortable, you think this is the best place I should be. It can be, you can misunderstand it as something good. You are doing well, but you can always do better. You have to understand that.
Like
Yeah,
it's when you reach out from that comfortable position that you realize that there's more to this.
yeah. So I think we I think it's okay to go to another part, right? That.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when talking about procrastination, I think we talked about these negative. We talked about negative consequences before, but I mentioned negative feelings and negative emotions like things, but
Mm.
we didn't discuss those. So I think one of the main reasons that we tend to procrastinate is these negative feelings, negative emotions, and I think. Do you have any idea? I can't remember this exactly because how feelings are formed, right? By emotions, then feelings, the path. So these emotions and everything happens because certain things that happens in our life. Mostly these things are the distractions, right? So I think when talking about procrastination, talking about distraction is one of the main points. So I know we have to do the summary and action items, but I think this should be a part of it. So Nimruga, I think you had something to do with distractions or something.
Distractions.
Uh, okay. Okay. I'll have it. So distractions. Talking about distractions. Distractions are things that comes to our life.
Guys.
Yeah.
You just got distracted, bro. Yeah, never mind. Go on.
So yeah, I'm currently reading this book, and one of the main things that talked in this book is how to avoid distractions. It's about being able to focus on these tasks and the things that we talked about in the last episode. So these distractions are the things that try to divert our attention from the things that we have to focus our mind or anything like that. So the thing is, you have to. I'm going to go through this fast. So one of the main distractions in our lives is this. In the past we didn't have this much distractions, right? We talked about in the
Definitely not. Yeah.
yeah, we talked about YouTube. We knew Instagram. Maybe we had Facebook, but we didn't have YouTube Shorts. We didn't have TikToks. We didn't have Instagram Reels. And now when
There's so many ways to get a instant dopamine.
But when you take the phone and go to YouTube, they usually load the shorts, right? They optimize their sites to
Website.
keep people more distracted than it used to be. So the thing is, avoiding these distractions helps us to achieve more, and achieving more is going to kind of give us the motivation to stop procrastinating and I think I'm not going.
The thing is, like, the procrastination, like, you procrastinate because you get distracted by something else. So as we mentioned earlier, when you have to do when you have to do an important task, when you are distracted by something like a TikTok video or an Instagram notification, you just tend to focus on that first because that's easier and that gives you more satisfaction instantly than getting this work done. That's like, these distractions are what gets you to procrastinate.
Yeah, one of the main things in this book is that a person can only focus in a task only for about 40 seconds. Can you even believe that? Only for 40 seconds.
There's something very, very interesting I saw. Like, I was scrolling through TikTok one day, and there was this one video that said, all right, stop scrolling. Can you remember the last 6 TikToks that you scrolled through? And I couldn't.
Yeah.
That's how scary it is, how distracting and how this affects our mind.
Yeah, how time wasting these things are.
Yeah, right? This short form of content that just gives you like a blast of information at this instant. Like, you're just bombarded with all these colorful images, like all this text appearing on the screen all of a sudden, all these sounds and all these videos. So your attention is going everywhere. You're not focused on one thing. And
Yeah.
the more you do it, it just becomes natural,
It
and you
be-
start to, you start
yes, it,
to focus on things.
yes, it becomes a practice. Even though it is bad, it becomes a practice. The
Yeah.
negative, something negative becomes a practice, so it becomes a negative form of life.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's easy to make those negative things a practice in our life than making something positive, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
because we have to
that's
work for it.
yeah, yeah. So about distractions. So one of the main distraction is the email. I mean, we all use email, and I'm going to give a few tips that mentioned in the book. So one is to keep 2 email accounts. Ruin, do you use 2 email accounts?
I have like 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's not that ethical. So yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, one is for to give to everyone, and other one is for the personal use. And if someone personal wants to reach you, you can use email. Also, I mean, normally we don't use email, right, to contact with our personal friends or anything. So I use this. I bought this phone recently, and it had only one SIM slot. So I removed the SIM that I gave number to everyone, my WhatsApp number. So when I turn off data, mobile data or Wi-Fi, anything, only a very few people can reach me now. And I think that's something helps me to focus. Even when I'm reading a book, I just turn off the data and I close my laptop, and no one can disturb me. You realize that, right?
Yeah, for me also, how I kind of get through distractions is, like there's this personalized modes like work mode,
Yeah,
stuff like that, sleep mode,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
I limit the people that can send me notifications at these times when I'm working. Only my really close circle can like everybody can send me
yeah.
messages, but I get notified only if
Notifications, yeah.
it's only if it's really important. So yeah, but the thing is, even if my close friends send me something, that's people send me not important stuff as well. They send me memes and stuff, so I
Yeah,
get distracted. Even I use these personalized modes. So yeah.
yeah. I think,
And it's really interesting because this just occurred to me. Like, you guys know I'm not active as much in social media, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like, not even WhatsApp right now, because like the phone I had before, uh, it bugged out and I didn't receive any notifications for WhatsApp either. So
yeah.
it's
Same thing
like
happened to
kind of,
me. Same thing happened to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's taught like yeah, it kind of taught me to not be attached to those notifications or social media or messages, because I now I know that they are not as important as uh, yeah, I think they are. Like, I have understand that they are not always important.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
something.
That's called mind the gap. Minding the gap, which means that there are small gaps in our life, and we try to, when we have a small time, we try to reach to our phone, right? But instead of that, if we can focus on something else, like see something, I think this is called resource based learning. This is something resource based learning I heard in from one of my lectures. That means when you are going somewhere, you see so many things, right? Consider everything as resources. That if you are using your phone, and if you are going like that, I'm doing this all the time, I'm not perfect or anything, but I do this all the time. But I try to do is that observe everything, observe people, observe groups of people, and like that. So yeah,
Yeah, there's something that Kabir said, that we use our phone to fill in the gaps. Like if you're doing tasks, like our phone is how we fill the gap, and that's not a really good thing to do, because we tend to create gaps just to use the phone in some kind of way. So I used to do that, and kind of do that up to some extent, right, at this point of my life as well. So let's say I'm at home and I have to travel to work. I tend to use my phone. Now I try to replace that with reading a book or something, but using the phone is way easier than reading a book, right? So I tend to, I tend to go reach to my initial roots and just go reach the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, moving from distractions, I think one of the things that I wrote down in this our show notes is that I wanted this to be our kind of what do you call the
Action.
action for the week. It's up to you. I mean, I can't ask you to make friends and go do something like that. So one of the thing is that sharing our goals with each other. And actually, I think we have a good example here to show that
Definitely.
yeah. So Ruin started doing this 30 days of what do you call it? 30 days of I can't remember the name.
Self-discipline.
30 days of discipline. So as part of our last episode, so I watched I watched all the episodes, and one of the things that kind of get into my mind and my body is that I should try to do this. I should try to adapt my life to like this kind of thing. So I mean, sharing our goals with each other. I mean, I don't go to someone and tell, oh, this is my goals and this is how I want to be in 5 years. But there are some people that we like to share our goals with, that there are people that are okay with knowing our goals and like something. So
Yes, there are like people that share the same mind. No,
yeah,
no,
same.
not the mindset. Mindset.
You can, like, share your goals up to some extent and still be confidential.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't recommend this book, but 40 Laws of Power. This
that's kind of a controversial book, bro.
that's a controversial book. If you want to look into that, there are things about sharing your personal information. That's up to you. Anyway, so sharing your goals, sharing your goals. It's kind of like I mean, that kind of gives you something to then. I mean, now Ruin has this series, and he talked about this before, that now he has to film this, so he has to do this, right?
Yeah, so like what happens is, even though so let's say I usually wake up at 4:45 these days. So let's say my alarm rings at 4:45, but I'm still sleepy, right? But the thing is, I made a promise in the first video saying that I'm gonna do this for 30 days, and I had to record myself getting up at 4:45. So in order to create the video that I woke up at 4:45, I have to get up at 4:45. I can't just fake it, So there's that kind of pushing me,
Yeah, exactly, like that. I mean, most of us don't have what you call Ruin have. It's like to how do you call it? Show your life. I don't know what do you call it? Acting. How do you call it? I mean, I have that thing. I can't do that kind of thing. I mean, it's not. I'm not it's not the comfortability or anything. Just it's something
used to it.
Yeah. We are not used to do that, and I want to do that, but I think I will start someday in the future. But most of us, we don't. It's up to you to do it, and but thing is, you can share your goals. You don't have to be with another audience or anything like that. You can share your personal goals with your friends, your family, like that.
What happens?
So they know. Give me 1 second. So they know that you are following these goals, and you know that now they know my goals, and they are looking for my kind of thing, that they know my goals and they like to see me reach that goal, and I know that they know, so I have to achieve that. Yeah, that's kind of thing that imprints in our mind. It's like something. Rohit.
Yeah, you don't have to put it out for everyone to see. This is about creating accountability partners, right? So what an accountability partner is, it can be your mom, it can be your sibling, it can be your best friend, it can be your partner, whatever, whoever it is. You can just ask them. So it's my goal, or there's this thing that I'm planning to do. I have to do this for this amount of time, and if I don't do this, you point it out, and it's like you make it their responsibility to make sure that you do it. So you can do it like that too, like sharing your goals with just one person, building one accountability partner. So what I kind of did is, the viewers, all the viewers are my accountability partners. So like everyone who watches a video is an accountability partner, and they're gonna see if I miss out on something, and that's what keeps me pushing as well. And also, one of the things I want to mention in the same section as sharing the goals is sharing the parts that you fail. So let's say in this 30-day series that I'm doing, I failed one day, right? I have to not hide it. Like, I can't lie about it. I have to put it out there that I failed, right?
Yeah.
So that's a really hard and really I don't know what to say. It's a really I won't say difficult, but it's not
Disappointing.
it kind of disappoints you. It's not the perfect thing to do, right? It's you'd rather hide your failures than just go out there and tell everyone, I was lazy today, I didn't wake up, right? You just make an excuse. So what I think I read this in Atomic Habits as well. So it's the rule is called I can't actually remember the name of the rule, but basically what it stated is that you have to make your failures public. So let's say so it's like having an instant reward but negative, like
Consequence.
So if you fail to go to the gym one day in the morning just because you're lazy, you can't just hide it for yourself and just keep it there. You have to post it to your friend group or whatever. Let's say you use Instagram most. You have
accountability
to put on a story saying, you have to put on a story saying, I felt lazy today, so I skipped my schedule and didn't go to the gym because I was lazy and stuff like that. That's what having accountability partners actually helps you with.
Yes, it's like being accountable and taking like taking responsibility for your failure.
So Nimrod, sorry, Kabir, did you have anything else to share except for this sharing goals thing? No, right? I think we can get to the summary now. So to summarize, today's podcast was on what is procrastination and how you overcome it. So simply put, procrastination is just the act of delaying or postponing a task intentionally, thinking that I'll do this tomorrow because I don't have time right now, I have to watch something, I have to do something else. Just making excuses up and postponing stuff that's really important to you. And there are many reasons that can cause procrastination. It could be lack of motivation or the lack of awareness of how important this task that you have to do is. So I'd quickly say the solution with the same thing as well. It's just you have to set clear goals and connect how the outcome actually affects you. You have to be aware of how the outcome affects you, just to understand how important this is and to gain the motivation to actually do it. And also fear of failure, which we talked deeply about in the first podcast. I really recommend to anyone who's just joining us to go watch it if you haven't already. So the fear of failure can also be a really huge factor that affects procrastination. So if you worry about something that you have to do, right? If you worry about how this can affect you negatively, how this can go wrong, all these ways that it can go wrong, that actually might not even happen in real life. You just procrastinate it just because you are afraid to fail, And also we talked about how poor time management can create procrastination. Like
we
in
in the previous episode also we discussed about that part.
yeah,
If you
And
that
also
was
we have
actually the
yeah
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 action item from the last week as well that Nimruka actually did this week, which is create a timetable. So, as he mentioned as well, creating a timetable helps you to focus more on something or some activity or some task, a specific activity or task that you have to do. That uh, when you reach that point, like when you reach that time, you have to do that without procrastinating. And that's where self-discipline comes into play as well. You have to create the discipline to make sure that when it reaches this time, you are going to do it. You can't at least waste a second, a minute. You can't postpone it anywhere. Like as you have planned it, you have to do it. If anything with higher priority doesn't come into play, you have to do the task that you already planned. That's the discipline you have to create. And yeah, if you have trouble managing time, you can just make a timetable. Or there's also this
go and watch the previous episode, I think.
yeah, go and watch
Yeah.
the previous episodes. And also we talked about how distractions and everything affects procrastination. If you're a person who gets distracted, and if you're a person who can't focus on things and tend to do stuff subconsciously, tend to do negative stuff subconsciously, I recommend using techniques like the Pomodoro technique, right? To divide time slots into small time slots that you can actually concentrate on one thing and do the thing and take a break, and making time stops so each task that you are gonna do. And also we talked about how Kaviru has his notifications and everything enabled only for certain people, certain close people, and how Nimruka doesn't actually use social media that distracts him. So you have to find a unique way for you that matches you on how you can get away and escape distractions and actually do the task without procrastinating it. And yeah, to develop self-discipline also, we kind of talked about it in the previous episodes, if you want to. And also we talked about the resistance in the beginning when starting about something. Resistance that you have, the resistance that's there when you're starting something new. So as Kavir mentioned, we can use the 2-minute rule. 2-minute rule in your sense. Kavir, can you quickly explain those two again?
2-minute rule is 2-minute rule means that if you have something that you can just do and just keep it out of your task list or anything like that, just like filling out your water bottle. If you have imagine you have 5 t-shirts that you need to fold, like that you can finish that in 2 minutes. So just do it. And if 5-minute rule means that you get it over with. 5-minute rule means if you have something that that it's going to take about 45 minutes or something like that, but you don't want to start it, just do 5 minutes and to see whether it's interesting or not.
If you feel comfortable doing it for 5 minutes and you feel like going further, you can do it for further time. And if you don't feel like it, you can do the 5 minutes, take a break, and start doing 5 minutes again, right?
Yeah, exactly. We all do that. I mean, before we watch a movie, we usually watch the trailer. It's just like that. Another thing is that the mind activation rule, which means if you have something to do, like Ruin's called shower, just count to 3. Right? Just count to 3.
That creating the momentum. And also we have when talking about starting new things, we talked about the flinch. The flinch is the kind of barrier that you have. Eat the frog story we talked about. If you have to eat a frog every day, it's better if you eat it the first thing in the day. And if you have to eat 2 frogs in a day, it's better to eat the bigger one and the more disgusting one first. So the harder task, the easier it gets when you finish the harder tasks first. And
Yeah, exactly. I think then I talked about these things like being professional. That
yeah,
things I took from the book War of Art. Being professional and these things becomes a professional. Like
yeah,
that.
you treat
And
yourself as a professional, and you
yeah,
function at a higher level thinking that you are professional, so you have professional standards for yourself, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I think after that we talked about sharing our goals in the last
yeah,
section, how
and
having an accountability partner helps you.
eliminating distractions. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so we covered a whole lot of content in a pretty short time. I think we didn't take as much as time we did in the previous videos, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, but I think this podcast went very good. Like, we covered a lot of stuff. We gave very accurate and very specific solutions for specific causes that occur, like causes of procrastination. And yeah, I think everyone who's listening who has a problem with procrastination found this really helpful and found a way that they can apply this into their lives. So
And
before
also
we
before
end this
And also before
episode,
that, I want to mention a simple thing that
yeah,
we try to progress our topics for our episodes like interconnected, be interconnected. So definitely check
yeah,
them out, the previous ones.
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So
These things are the things that we have in our lives, right? That's the main reason to
mhm,
start our podcast. I think the main objective of starting this podcast for me is to improve myself. Yeah,
mhm,
that's
yeah,
the thing. That's the thing we discuss in our life, that we have these things in our life, that we have these bad qualities in our life, that we are going to do a research on how to avoid these bad qualities, and
exactly.
how
Yeah,
we are going to improve ourselves, and then
yeah,
talk with each other and make it a part of
yeah,
our life and give
yeah.
something to the society.
Yeah, that's the exact reason we
Started
started doing the
this.
action items as well.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
action items, yeah, I think we are going very fast right now, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
have to get to a
Manage
time
the time.
limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So action
The
items
action
for
items for
this
this week. Yeah,
week is just follow 2 minute rule, 5 minute rule. These are things that you can follow in your life, in your simply
day to
daily
day
life,
life. Yeah.
day-to-day life. Yeah, try to
It's just,
I think yeah, give me 1 second.
yeah.
Nimruk, that I think this week's thing should be I mean, last week you build your discipline, right? Just last week we'll build up a system to
Yes.
build up a discipline, and we have to get these today's important parts: 2 minute rule, 5 minute rule, and sharing our goals and these things into our life, so we can improve our discipline. I always
Yeah.
said,
So
right.
yeah, I think a good way we can apply this is to be like to see somewhere that we tend to procrastinate, note it, and use these techniques that we talked about today.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we can talk about in the next episode on how we use these techniques to overcome that time we were about to procrastinate on a task that we are going to do. That sounds
And
good, right?
also, yes, and also, if you guys haven't tried cold showers, definitely do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So do something that's not
Uncomfortable.
not in your comfortable position. And yeah, I guess that's it for
This
the action
episode.
items. And yeah, that's it for this episode as well. I hope
Yeah.
you guys enjoyed watching us, listening to us. And if you guys have any comments on how we can improve, the comment section is open. We love for constructive criticism on how we can improve. We have a long way to go. We're just starting.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of mistakes. We tend to pause at different times. We tend to go out of topic. But yeah, we're fixing them day by day, week by week. So if you guys see anything that we can improve on, just let us know. If you guys have any experiences in procrastination and any more things we missed out on, mention in the comments. And yeah, also we do have some topics in mind, but if there are any topics that you guys are interested in, that you want to hear about, and some things that you need more information on, just mention it in the comments as well. We might do it in next week's episode. So
Yeah.
I hope this we hope this podcast helped you a lot in overcoming and understanding how procrastination is gonna cause negative effects in your life and how to overcome it. So we will see you in the next video, next episode, I guess. Right?
Yes, see.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, bye. Yes.
Bye.